Happy Monday, November 14th! Big 12 is getting crazy. So is the Pac-12 conference coming down to the end. Before we jump into this Saturday, I got some big games for you that happened last week. The game of the week, number 9, Alabama. Yep, they're not in the top 10 anymore. On the road against number 11, Ole Miss. It's a really close game. Alabama found a way to get on top 30-24. And boy, Alabama still could not get anything going in that game. Man, they are still struggling. I gotta say, this is definitely not Nick Saban's best season. To me, it's not including his first year at Alabama. This is probably his worst year at Alabama. And that's saying something, considering Alabama still in the top 10. Yeah, they won that game. It's a really good Ole Miss team. Anyway, our weekly talk about the number one recruiting class, A&M. Yeah, how many wins do they have this year? I think 3. Either way, yeah, they lost to Auburn, 13-10. Yikes! Yeah, so that's up for you. I don't know what to say about that, but A&M, what's going on? I really just do not know what to say about that. I don't know. But another game I just do not know what to say, or I feel really confident after Vanderbilt started the season strong. They played the way they were pretty much always had been the SEC the whole season until Saturday. They beat a really good Kentucky team, 24-21. What happened to Kentucky this year? Yeah, I just don't know what happened. What's going on with Kentucky? No idea what's going on with Kentucky. That just, yeah. Well, Vanderbilt pulled off their first win since like 2014, maybe later in the SEC on the road. Wow, yeah, Vanderbilt won on the road. What a game. Anyway, Purdue pulling up an upset. Hey, I called it. I said that you could probably play it back from American Game Day last week that says Purdue can pull up the upset here. I mean, they're known for pulling up upsets. That matchup, they can do it. 31-24 over Illinois. Boom. Got it. Hand clap for that. All right, number 20, UCF beat Tulane 38-31. What a ball game. I don't know what to say about that. I mean, it's just that UCF is probably going to be the best group of 5 team now. I mean, UCF, if the 12-team playoff was going on this year, UCF would have a spot in the playoff. Boston College against NC State. Yikes. Wow. How many road upsets have there been today? There's a lot. Boston College won 21-20. Yeah, that's a big upset. And yeah, NC State, what's going on? What's going on with all these teams had a great start to the season has fallen apart. Here's another one. North Carolina beat Wake Forest 36-34. Wow. Yeah, Wake Forest, Sam Hartman, what is that, 3 straight, maybe 4, I think? At least 3 straight losses for Wake Forest. So, Sam Hartman, I mean, he looked like himself in that game, just couldn't pull it out. North Carolina, I guess North Carolina's doing what they always do, find a way to win like they've done all season long. That's crazy. Next game, and it's loading. All right, here we go. Arizona and number 12 UCLA. Yeah, I stayed up until 1 o'clock to watch this game, and I gotta say that I am shocked. That is not the Chip Kelly team and UCLA team I did not see at all. 42-28, Arizona pulls up the upset. Wow. this one was my joke of the week last week, and I really thought that LSU had it. They were on the road. They do great on the road this year. Number 7 now. I thought they had all the hype and everything on their side. They won 13-10. Yikes! I almost lost. And my first loss of joke of the week. I got a good one come for you this Saturday. I'll get to it Saturday, like I said. Alright, number 25, Washington. Number 6, Oregon. Was a really good game. It was a rivalry game. And just like I think ESPN said it, it's just like Alabama and Auburn, except for the Southern accent, and it showed up. But Washington pulled off the upset, 37-34. What a big upset, and it's really hurting the Pac-12. Wow, the Pac-12 is really falling apart the past couple of weeks now, when I really thought they had a chance at the playoff this year. Anyway, number 4, TCU on the road, the underdog. Yeah, they were the underdog. They won 17-10 against the We're Back Texas. Yeah, they are not back anymore. By the way, you need to check out my Twitter because I posted, because I saw a Texas fan wearing a shirt that said Texas is back. I edited and fixed it for it and put Texas is not back. There you go. There you have it. Alright, time for my pick'em. Oh, okay. Can we just skip over this part? This is worse than last week. I went 3-7 real quickly. I went 3-7 this week, 17 points. I actually did slightly better last week, and I actually got an extra. Went 4-6 last week, so I actually did better picks this week, even though the record's worse. 63-47 of the year, still a winning record, and I'll get to TCU in Texas. Yeah. Did you watch that game? I just recently talked about it. Yeah, it was not close to 60 points. Yeah, I had the over. Nope. Nope, it didn't make it. And I was betting. I don't have a bet, but I was gonna pick the under in the TCU Texas game. I still got the under right, and the final score. I'll show you in a second. But anyway, how did I only get 3 wins? Well, UCF, Alabama, and LSU were my only wins today, and all 3 of those games were close. Came down to 1 possession. So yeah, I was very close to going 0-10. That would have been a nightmare for me if I went 0-10. But anyway, yeah, I need to start doing my picks better because I don't know what's going on with me the last 2 weeks, but something's off, and I do not like it at all. All right, let's go to the spread. Oh, wait, I got to talk about TCU and Texas. So, yeah, the final combined points in that game was, 27 points. Yeah, all right. Now let's go over to the spread. And, it's not that great either. I think I went, I'm about to see it here. It's loading right now. Oh, 2 for 8. All right, 20 points. 46, 63, so now it's possible, and I guess 64. So I still was going for the under, because the over-under was 69, I believe. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But, now it's possible. There's just 2 weeks left. It's stupid. I had to go perfect the next 2 weeks, basically, or I need to get, this next week I need to get 10 wins, or I really just need to get 8 wins each week, the last 2 weeks left, in order for me to have a shot at winning the spread. Not going to happen. Anyway, let's go over it real quickly. Tennessee covered for me. Woo! Indiana did not. They were a 41-point underdog. They almost pulled it off. They actually lost by 42. Yeah, it was 41.5. Yeah, Just one more. Can they just get a field goal, and I would have had that. That's all I needed. Alabama, I really thought they had it in this game. Couldn't do it. Clemson, thank goodness they covered for me. Why did I even consider picking Nebraska? I am never picking against Michigan again. Or, really, I'm never picking for Nebraska again this year. And again, Georgia. I should have never picked against Georgia. I mean, 16.5 point favored, and final score 45-19. Mississippi State was not even close to covering. Ouch. Oregon, yeah, they did not cover. It was a lot close. I really wish I picked Washington. It was a closer game than I thought it was going to be, and they pulled off the upset. So, wow. And yeah, and again, I had not only did I have Texas covering, I had them outright win. Did not happen. Coastal Carolina couldn't pull it out. Stanford couldn't pull it out. And that's the spread, and I am done talking about that. Can we just jump over to overrated and underrated? I am ready to talk about that right now. Alright, who is my overrated team this week? Kentucky. Yep, couldn't pull it off against Villanova this week. So they're 6-4 now, and yeah, they are. They started their season strong. Ending it, not so great. I guess the SEC is that competitive, but I don't know. What's going on with Kentucky this year? I thought they had it. I thought they really were putting together a really good team this year. Really, I guess they're back to being a basketball school. Yippee! Yay! I guess the SEC still got Tennessee, but they did lose Georgia. But they still got a chance if Georgia means to lose either one of the next two games. Yeah, like that will happen. Alright, who is my underrated team this week? Blink, 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 blink green. Come on, go green. Come on. I guess real quickly I'll say I have a sore throat, really. Not feeling the best, headache. So that's why I'm kind of whispering. Don't sound the best this week, and really not planning this episode very well or whatever. So yeah, just getting through this week. Sorry. You can listen to the Slate Report podcast and I'll explain more. Anyway, underrated. Washington pulling up a big win against Oregon, and potentially because I was going to have Utah and Oregon at the game of the week this week, and I gotta say I think that's where ESPN is gonna go to for College Game Day, and it ruined it. But I'm still picking it at the game of the week because, there are two really big Pac-12 games this week, but I really think Utah and Oregon are big because I've been hyping it up all season long, and I am ready for it. And Oregon still has a shot at the Pac-12. But Washington kind of ruined that. 8-2 right now. They look impressive, and for just being ranked for the first time this week, I think they'll likely. Not only will they jump into the top 20 tomorrow, I think they'll get a good respecting ranking. Anyway, NFL news we go. Still talking about some quarterback problems. Yep, part 2 or week 2. QB no, it's really not really part 2 because they've every week they have QB. So Walker, I think is CJ Walker's name. So yeah, once again Carolina's got a quarterback switch up. So he got injured, and now the game for Sunday. They're starting Baker Mayfield now, so they cannot keep quarterbacks healthy. They don't know what to do in the quarterback situation. I think that's the reason why Carolina is struggling this year. They have 3 good quarterbacks. They don't know what to do with them. Pick a quarterback and stick with it, and fix the offensive line so your quarterback can quit getting injured. Come on. I think what Carolina needs to do is figure out, okay, what is getting these quarterbacks injured, and how can we stop that? Because we need one quarterback, and we need to stick with it. But they'll go with Baker Mayfield this their next game, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, this is now my part two with the Colts. They fired their head coach last week. They hired Jeff Dallas, who was an ESPN analyst, and I think the world was shocked, like, how to get the intern job or the intermittent head coach while they look for a new head coach. Well, the joke's on the media because he got his win in his debut. Yep, what a weird hire, but I'll take it. Yeah, they beat well, but they did play the Raiders. But they won 25-20, but I'll get due respect. He at least knows how to do something better than the Raiders can. Because I think they're 2-5 now. Boy, the Raiders look terrible. Anyway, overtime we go. The Vikings beat the Bills 33-30. Yeah, the Bills got another back-to-back loss now. So, yeah, the Bills, I gotta say, not only playoff hopes on the line, but if they want a shot at the Super Bowl this year, they gotta start playing better. I mean, their playoff is on the line now with another loss. The Seahawks couldn't pull it out. Buccaneers won 21-16. It wasn't this game, the traveling one, international game, I think so. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, and I talked about it last week, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, another overtime game this week. Cowboys went to overtime and couldn't pull it out. And Aaron Rodgers finally playing like Aaron Rodgers won 31-28 in overtime. We got a game tonight. The Commanders, the Eagles. Yeah, easy pick for me. The Eagles are, the best team in the NFL this year. They're the only team with one loss. They should be undefeated, but I really think that they just fell apart and had a bad game. Anyway, I got the Eagles winning that game. All right, let's go for my rankings. I still got Illinois ranked, despite they're lost, and that's about it. And Oregon State, I guess I got some ranked now. I got to rank someone. Florida, I really don't know why I put Florida in either. Coastal Carolina, what was I thinking? Duke. Okay, so, I'm going to skip these. These teams are not actually in my rankings. But I have to rank my top 25. I'm just going through my top 20 because I don't think that these 5 teams are worthy of being ranked right now. Just give them another week or two, see if that happens. Anyway, here are my true ranking teams that should have a spot in a good bowl game. All right, UCLA is 16, Florida State is 17, Kansas State is 18, UCF is 19. And NC State is 20. Yep, NC State fell. And honestly, I really think that I could probably drop them out too and just have the top 19 team. UCF, like I said earlier, they win, they're ranked. Kansas State, building, they're getting better. They're just a roll cart. UCLA, bad loss. Florida State, climbing up there too. North Carolina is going. They're looking good right now. They're number 11, climbing up there. Penn State really trying to get up there. Alabama is trying to recover from their second loss of the year. 14 is Ole Miss. Number 15, yeah, I got Washington in the top 15. Yeah, shocker. I'll be surprised if Washington's not in the top 15 tomorrow. By the way, Wednesday at noon, CFP reaction show will be live on YouTube. Get my live reaction to the new rankings. Alright, number 7 is USC. Number 8, that's going to be Clemson. Yep, she's hanging in there. Number 9 is Oregon. Yeah, I still have them in the top 10 with that loss. And number 10 is LSU. I'm still considering that second loss that LSU has not to jump ahead of Oregon, who Oregon has their second loss of the year, and really I'm counting it their first loss because you cannot. I mean, that Georgia game was like not even there. I mean, I'm barely counting. I mean, yeah, I gotta kind of count it, but I mean, like, I explained it so much this year, and I'm not gonna go too deep into it. Anyway, do I have any changes in my top 6? No, not really. Georgia won huge. Number 2, Ohio State. They won big. Number 3, well, duh. That's gonna be, drumroll please. For some reason I forgot. Sorry, I have a Michigan State. Sorry, I got a headache, like I probably said a couple times, so I'm very forgetful. For some reason I can't remember things right now. Anyway, yeah. Michigan had a good game. Utah is actually in my top 6 now, with Oregon losing. Go up 2 spots. Number 4, TCU is now in my top 4 now. So, yeah, the only undefeated teams left in college football this year, are ranked, and Tennessee is at 5. So Tennessee I still think has a shot at the playoff. Utah still has a shot at the playoff. They just got to beat Oregon on the road. I got some headlines for you for college football. All right, I got some sad news this morning. Yeah, 3 Virginia football players were killed by an ex-player. Now in custody, so I guess there was a shooting on campus and probably likely in the football facility. I'm still learning more on this story. I'll likely have it more details on it on American Game Day Saturday, or probably, and I'll probably talk about it a little more on Wednesday on the CFP Reaction Live. But yeah, just sad news, and I send out thoughts, prayers to the family affected and the victims. Anyway, let's talk about some more standings. All right, some more rankings. Yeah, conference. Any shake on the ACC? Well, Florida State has a shot. Well, Florida State, no, it's actually Clemson and North Carolina is in the ACC championship, and I'm going to talk about conference championship games Wednesday too, and Duke and Pitt just end up there. Big 12 is getting interesting, though. TCU is obviously in the Big 12 championship with that win over Texas. But the question is, number 2 behind the Kansas State, Oklahoma State, Baylor, and Texas. Now, there's only 2 weeks left. Most of them play each other behind the TCU. So, Texas actually still has a shot of getting up there. Texas just have to win out, and they need everything ahead of them to lose. Basically, if that happens, Texas still has a shot at the Big 12. Imagine that. But the Big 10 is basically wrapping up. Michigan, Ohio State, obviously tied for first. Winning that game is likely in their Big 10 championship game. Penn State is out. They don't have enough wins. But Purdue, Illinois, Maryland, and I think there's one other team I forgot, all has a shot at the Big 10. But I don't think they're going to beat Michigan and or Ohio State because those are really good teams. So I think the Big 10 is pretty much settled. I already know who's winning the Big 10. It's going to be the winner of Ohio State and Michigan. Duh. Pac-12, though, is getting interesting. With the Oregon losing, USC takes the number 1 spot. But Oregon's still at 2, though. And it comes down to, and if Utah beats Oregon, they jump Oregon. It gets a tight bowl game. UCLA, with them losing, helps Washington having a shot at the Pac-12. So the Pac-12 is getting interesting now. What's not getting interesting is the SEC. LSU's in Georgia is already playing each other in the SEC championship game. Tennessee's out Alabama's out, and Ole Miss is out. Yep, there's the SEC standing, and look at that. Alabama is number 4 in the SEC. Yep, and I guess, and in case you're wondering, division-wide, Georgia, it's going Georgia, Tennessee, and the other side is LSU, Alabama, and Ole Miss. All right, let's check out what's going on the network here on A Busy Sports. All right, the Slave Report podcast every Monday, 6 o'clock. And then this show, Down and Distance, every Monday, 6 o'clock. And then on Friday, I got Hardwood Hoops every Friday at 6 o'clock. And then first Monday of every month at 6:30. Hot Seat, putting coaches on the spot. And then our great Saturday fun show I love doing every Saturday at 10 a.m. That's American Game Day. And if you haven't already, check out our website. If you go to our football page, you can see all of the rest of the football schedule, even the conference games that are set. All right, that's what's going on here around the network here on Busy Sports. All right, so we got some big games in the weekdays. Yeah, it's week 12 now. We got 2 weeks left. Yeah, and guess who? Well, there are a couple of weekday games. They're kind of boring. Gotta go quickly on them. Yeah, there's the game. Yeah, I'm thinking Ohio. I really don't care. All right, next game. Woo. All right, Thursday, 6:30 ESPN. I do slightly care about this one. SMU taking on a really good 17-ranked Tulane team. This is their ranking from last week. And so they're likely, I'm predicting them not to be ranked this weekend. They might be 25. We'll just see. But Tulane definitely going to bounce back and win this game. All right, let's go to the weekend. Saturday, 11 a.m. I've been saving my voice for this part because I love talking about these big games. ABC, Big Ten we go. 21, Illinois. Number 3, Michigan. Can Illinois, they've kind of fallen apart the last couple of weeks, but can they pull off a big upset? I don't know. If they can, Ohio State, Michigan is going to start getting even more interesting with a Michigan loss. But if they do win, it's going to be big. And TCU coming off a big win off of Texas on the road again against Baylor. 11 o'clock on Fox. It's going to be a big game. And can Baylor starting to look like Baylor last couple of weeks. The SEC. Number 1, Georgia. Number 24, likely probably won't be ranked anymore now with their loss. Kentucky. This was supposed to be, I was really hyping up to be the big game of the week about like a month ago. Not so big anymore. I don't even think should I even feature this, the big game this week? I don't know. Probably not. I'm not even going to, maybe, I don't know. We'll see how the rankings come out. I'll decide. Anyway, number 16, NC State, possibly in the jumping inside the 20 rank now. Louisville is at home, 2:30 ACC Network. It's going to be a really big game because Louisville, I would say probably not the game. They play pretty decent against Clemson. They're at home now, and they're now playing a struggling NC State team that really had high expectation for the season, and like always, ACC had high expectations and falling apart like they always do. But, yeah, and this is going to be a huge Big 12 game, 2:30 on FS1. Number 18, Texas against Kansas. Why am I featuring as a big game when it's quite likely when the rankings come out tomorrow, both these two teams won't be ranked? Well, it's because Kansas beat Texas last year on the road. Kansas is home this year, and they might not be their starting quarterback like they had earlier this season, but Kansas is starting to play like Kansas like they did at the beginning of the season. Probably not that same team, but they do look good. Texas just being Texas. Gonna be a big game, and I can't wait to see it. But 7 o'clock on Fox. Number 8, USC. Number 12, UCLA. This is going to be a huge game. I cannot wait to see this. USC is going to be second-ranked team. And they're on the road again. So, can USC pull it out? I don't know. UCLA is coming off a loss, so this is going to be crucial for USC if they want a playoff spot here. If one of these undefeated teams get a loss here from now until then. Anyway, ACC got a kind of a redemption. Syracuse, Wake Forest both had I guess Wake Forest is supposed to have a great year. Fell apart. Syracuse was basic year, went undefeated all the way up until Clemson. It kind of fell apart, and now they're back to their basic year, and they're looking to make a statement now. 9:30 ESPN, our game of the week, number 13, Utah! And with their win, I'm expecting them to jump in the top 10. Oregon likely out of the top 10. So I'm expecting Utah to be the higher-ranked team on the road, and this is going to be a really big game. I cannot wait to see this. This game is going to determine the Pac-12, and it's very likely these two could play each other 2 weeks from now in the Pac-12 championship game on a Friday. Yeah, in case you didn't know, the Pac-12 championship game is on a Friday. Yeah, and I won't be able to see it because I got plans tonight. Anyway, yeah, this is going to be a real big game, and I cannot wait to see that. And Nick probably didn't have he did get injured. I'm hearing that he will be healthy and ready to play in this game. So Utah, look out, because top 10 teams, when they lose, they usually come back stronger. So look out, Utah. Alright, thanks for watching Down in Distance. I'll see you next Monday at 6 o'clock here on YouTube.